Welcome to this little video about transfer chat. I am joined by Tel, Adam and Joshy. Guys, let's start with the signings. We've actually made some, it's incredible. Ander Herrera and Luke Shaw. Adam, how are you feeling?
Happy. Just any transfer,
You sound
any
it.
transfer would have made me feel happy because then I would have known Ed Wood would have had it in him. Um, but I mean, it's good. We've got a few deals in before the preseason tour starts. Shaw and Herrera, young players, big price tags, yes, but if they fulfill their potential, then they'll repay those. I mean, looking at the Luke Shaw deal, big money, isn't it? And him being English, the premium goes up and all that, and us being Manchester United. But I do think if we can get 10 to 12 years out of him, then he'll repay his 30 odd million. Same for Herrera. I was surprised we went back in for him, but now he's signed up. I'm looking forward to see how LVG uses him.
Okay, loads and loads and loads has been said about the money we paid for Luke Shaw. Joshy, do you think a sort of a teenager is worth that much money? And this teenager in particular?
No, but I think there's a lot of mitigating circumstances. Everyone knows we need to buy players. A left back was obviously a priority. Southampton were in a position of strength. They didn't need to sell him. He was fully contracted up. And also there were Chelsea looming in the background. So the only way for us to really blow them out the water was with a bigger bid. We're also, I mean, the argument goes that we're paying for, Adam alluded to it, but we're paying for his long-term sort of contribution to the club. I mean, nobody talked about Rio Ferdinand's £30 million or close to £30 million fee when he retired. By that stage, it was a bargain. He'd had a great career at United. So hopefully he goes along those lines. With massive fee for a teenager and it's a lot of pressure. But I think it's a good move to keep Patrice Evra at the club. I think he'll help Shaw to settle, sort of take him under his wing, and he'll sort of grow in the role, I hope.
Let's hope he doesn't pick up any of his bad habits.
Tel, how do you feel about Luke Shaw and how do you think he'll be used? It's cost 30 million quid near enough. Is he going to come straight into the side?
I think so. I think he is. I think the 30, I echo what Joshy said. I think the same with Wayne Rooney. Was he £27 million 10 years ago, which with inflation is probably more money. But no one worries about that price tag anymore because of the goals. And I think Luke Shaw can come straight in. He's already one of the best fullbacks in the country and he's 18. So I think with the fact that we've not got European football next year, there's going to be whole sort of 6-7 days in between games. It's going to be brilliant for him to be able to work with the players we've got and with the new coach. And I think he'll slip straight into the first team and it'll make an impact straight away.
Is he going to be playing straight away or are we going to see him coming in for League Cup games and just now and again and Evra is still our starting left back?
I think it's the other way around. I think you don't spend that much money on a player to say, right, you're playing in the League Cup. He'll be I think he'll start the first game of the season. And as long as he plays well, and I think that's why having Patrice there is a good idea because he'll keep him on his toes. Because Evra's still a decent left back. He passed his best, but he's still pretty good. He'll keep him on his toes. But I think we'll see Luke Shaw, form and fitness pending, start at the beginning of the season and go right through.
Okay, so let's talk about Ander Herrera. Adam, do you think he'll go straight into the first team? Again, lots of money.
Depends obviously who we sign in the coming month or so. Ander Herrera is better than what we've got at the moment. I think someone described him as Tom Cleverley if Tom Cleverley had fulfilled his potential, and I think he could start for us. I believe if we put Carrick there as the deep lying midfielder, him ahead of him, and bring in one more, I think his ability to press will be useful. He's energetic, and then obviously his passing ability as well. So I do think he will possibly start for us in the first game. Obviously, we've got a long way to go. Depends who we get.
Okay. Joshy, where do you think we'll see Herrera playing?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't a massive fan of his. After we were linked with him at the end, this time last year, I sort of did watch him quite a lot in La Liga, and he took a long time to sort of get over the mental impact of the move falling through. But he came on quite well. I think at Bilbao he plays relatively deep in the central midfield. But I've seen a few people say that apparently his best position is at the number 10 role, but I don't think he'll be played in that role at all. I think he's been brought in to come in central midfield. He'll play alongside Carrick, and I hope we sign another central midfielder, and it sounds like we are going to, by the sounds of who we've been linked to, and I think that's where he'll play. I suspect he'll probably play in a tight, kind of like a box-to-box type role. He is very energetic. He's got a great eye for a pass. He's got a lot about him. But again, I've got doubts of the price tag and whether he's going to take us to that next level. But it's great to see a central midfielder come in, and he has got quality.
Okay, Tel, do you agree with that? Do you think he'll slot in next to Carrick, or do you think Michael Carrick's position in the starting 11 is under pressure now, and perhaps to be taking Carrick's place?
I think right now, because he's the only central midfielder we've signed, Carrick's fine. I think having a younger player with legs next to him will actually show everybody exactly how good Michael Carrick is. I felt he was kind of hung out to dry a little bit last season, being the only proper central midfielder we had, and he drowned. But I hope that Herrera plays in that sort of deeper box-to-box central midfielder role. We need that, is what he does. You look at his stats and things like that, and the way he plays. Yes, he can set up goals and he scores occasionally, but it's his tackling, he's breaking up and play, and his energy around the pitch that has been his most useful asset for Bilbao. And it's what United have been crying out for 2, 3, 4 years. And I think we're both signing with Luke Shaw and Herrera. Van Gaal's come in and done what both Moyes and Sir Alex just simply couldn't do for 4 or 5 years, and fill those holes and fill those gaps that were needed.
Okay, we finally bought a central midfielder, but guys, where else in our team do you think we need to strengthen?
Well, I mean,
centre mid.
Yeah, I think centre mid still. I mean, you look at Carrick. Yeah, he's coming towards the end of his career. Darren Fletcher, with his illness, he as well as he did last year, he wasn't actually that good. It was great to see him back in the side, and he did all right, but he's not top level anymore. And we've got well-documented problems with other players. Another central midfielder. In fact, I would like 2 more to come in, and you start getting rid of the sort of deadwood. It's just when you're looking about when you talk about the long term. So maybe a really young player to come in, and then a top-class sort of world-class player. In my mind, with the players we've been linked with, the 2 ideal would be Vidal and Carvalho. I don't think it'll happen, but those are the 2 that it would fit the bill in terms of age.
We'll touch on specific players in a little bit, but if we're looking at in positions in particular, lots has been said about centre-back. Do you think we need new centre-backs? Because Jones, Smalling and Evans have now not progressed perhaps in the way we'd hoped they would. Is it time to now say, right, this is the year you get, you're either going to be Manchester United quality or you're not, or do we cut them loose?
Now, this is where I think people disagree with me. I think that all 3 of them have the ability to be a lot better than they are. For me, everyone knows I'm a massive Chris Smalling fan. I think the guy's got uber amounts of talent. But the problem we've had is they've never been given a long enough run in the team. And Phil Jones especially, it's about, hopefully giving them, 10, 15 games. Go out there and make the position your own. Give them that real chance. There was too much rotation last year, whether it was form, injury, or just because David Moyes didn't know what he was doing. None of those players have ever had the ability to actually get some real confidence, in playing in the same position week in, week out. Maybe we'll buy another centre-back. But I think with the 3 we've got, with Michael Keane coming through, I think we've got talent at centre-back. And maybe this season isn't where we need to spend that money.
Okay. Joshy, Adam, do you agree?
I think Johnny Evans gets a lot of... He deserves a bit more recognition. I mean, before his injuries this season... I know we didn't have the best of seasons, but I thought he was one of our better players. And I think he has come on in the last year or so. He cuts out those injuries. I think he could be our main man at centre-back. Phil Jones and Chris Smalling do have the potential. They need to be played in their favoured positions, though. I see people judging them on performances when they be played at full-back or, wherever. Phil Jones in centre-mid and whatnot. That's not their positions. They need to be judged as centre-backs. I've heard rumours linking us with Stefan De Vrij, however you say it. And whilst I think is a decent youngster, I wouldn't want us to bring in a younger centre-back. I'd rather we bring in someone more experienced so that Jones, Smalling and Evans, although Evans is 26, 27 now, he should be pushing on a little bit more, so that we can give them more time. We don't need another young centre-back.
I think the problem is, I don't even think it's necessarily central midfield. I think central midfield has been so weak for so long. I think it's drawn defenders out of their positions, and they just had to deal with so much all game, every game, because it's like trying to hold a glass of Coke in between your fingers. You know what I mean? Without glass, just filters through. It's just atrocious. So with a better midfield, I think we'll see better performances from their centre backs.
No, I mean
I didn't quite picture that.
Well, imagine having a.
Let's all take a minute. Let's all take a minute to just picture that glass of Coke between our fingers.
Without a glass. Like, imagine it. That it runs through.
There's
that's
no
what it's like.
glass.
Bad analogy.
There is no glass. That's the illusion.
Yes.
Right, we'll wrap up this bit of our transfer chat. There's a second part of this. The link is on the screen somewhere. Click it.